this video you'll learn how to find minimum and maximum point from vertex form and how to explain the changes of the graph when we change A, H and K. Hello everyone and welcome to Mathematics, where this channel is able to help you to build up your habit in completing a question a day in mathematics. So for today's video, we'll look at a question from Form 4 Chapter 2 Quadratic Functions. So before we begin, y'all can take a look and try it by yourself first. In this question, what we can highlight is this quadratic function, which is in the vertex form. So before answering these questions, we need to understand how does the vertex form help and what does A, H and K represent. So the usage of vertex form is to help us to find minimum or maximum point. In other words, the vertex point. So to find it, we can just extract the values of H and K to obtain the point. So using the function as an example, the vertex point would be 1 and 4. And now we ask, why when we extract the x coordinate of the point, it goes from negative to positive? The reason is because it's a shortcut. So let's say we are finding the x coordinate given the y coordinate is 4. So we need to go through a number of steps to find the x value. And our answer has the different sign from the equation. So we can conclude that whenever we want to find the x coordinate of the vertex form, we can just change the sign as a shortcut. So negative to positive or positive to negative. So jumping into part A, they're telling us to find the minimum coordinate and the axis of symmetry. So the minimum coordinate or the minimum point we already found, which is 1, 4. And the axis of symmetry is actually the center line of the curve, which is here. It cuts the curve into 2. So this line would be x equals to 1. So there's a lot of students made this mistake, just they wrote 1 as the answer. So this is wrong because 1 represents a point. Axis of symmetry is actually a line. So you need to add the x equal at the front to let this x equals to 1 as a line. In part B, they're telling us that this function has changed to this function. And they're asking, from the perspective of A, H and K, what are the changes to the graph? And then we need to sketch the graph. So let's understand what does A, H and K represent. For A, it actually represents the width of the curve. So let's say the A moves more closer to 0, the width will increase. So meaning, from this shape, it will become this shape. So the opposite will decrease, so from this shape comes to this shape. And for H, it actually represents the axis of symmetry because it's the x coordinate of the vertex point. So if it increases, the whole graph will move to the right. If it decreases, it will move to the left. And lastly, K represents the minimum or maximum value because it is the y coordinate of the vertex point. So if it increases, the whole graph will move upwards. If it decreases, it will move downwards. Now let's compare the original equation and the current equation. So A changes from 4 to 2, H does not change, but K changes from 4 to 6. So now let's state what are the changes to the curve for A, H and K. Since A moves closer to 0, we can say that the width of the curve increases. And since H does not change, we can say the axis of symmetry does not change and it's still x equals to 1. And lastly, K increases from 4 to 6, so we can say that the graph moves upwards by 2 units and the new minimum value would be 6 instead of 4. And now we can draw the graph for the original equation first. and we draw the current equation using dotted line. And you can see that our curve becomes more wide, and we change the minimum value from 4 to 6, but maintaining the axis of symmetry as x equals to 1. And with that, we have completed this question. So the take-home point for this video is understanding the usage of vertex form, which is finding the minimum or maximum point, which is hk. So remember, when we extract the x coordinate, make sure we need to change from negative to positive and positive to negative. So a represents the width of the curve, so when the a moves closer to 0, the width will increase, otherwise decrease. For h, it represents the axis of symmetry, so if it increases, the whole graph moves to the right, if not, move to the left. And lastly, for k, it represents the minimum or maximum value, so if it increases, the whole graph will move upwards, if not, will go down. So if you are interested in this questions and answer scheme, you can click the link in the video description, and if you feel this is beneficial to you, please give a like, subscribe, and share it to your friends and classmates. So I'll see y'all very soon in the next video. Thank you.